today it just came out that the Source awarded its first 5-mic album since 2005, and I don't know if a lot of people count the one that they awarded it to in 2005, which was Lil Kim, but we'll just say since The Fix. Right, and that's because I still think that's a classic record. But this is a barbershop. We keep it real. That was not a classic. And Bun B got 5 mics.
Yeah.
Yes.
We were talking about that earlier.
And I haven't heard it because I just saw it in the store today.
He's a grinder, man. He's a hustler. He do a lot of features. He really been holding it down since his partner passed. You know what I mean? And he just be doing his thing. He a stand-up dude.
Yeah.
If you call him and you need him for a verse, he gonna get it done for you and send it right back with no hassle. You know what I'm saying?
You don't get the lawyers and
No, he's just a real dude, real recognized real. He come to my city, he show love. I come down there, he always show me love all the time. So he deserves that, definitely.
Bun might deserve the 5 mics, but the 5 mics, I don't think it has the weight or the value or the merit that it must have. We talked about this earlier in the car.
That's crazy. You got some stuff we talked about.
Yeah, 5, 7, 8 years ago, it might have been a factor, but it's kind of like now, like how the threshold or the standard for what is a celebrity, has diminished. Like, everybody's a celebrity now, a star. You know what I mean? Back in the day, it was like it really actually meant something to be, a star. It was like the Source is a rap.
I told him I still be hyped if I got 5 mics in the Source. I used the comparison of how maybe you was in high school, there was a chick in high school that was real bad and you couldn't get her. And then a couple years later you see her, she got 2 kids. She's still cute, but she's not what she was back in the day, but you still going you know what I mean? Just the memory of what she was. That's how I feel about that. Give me 5 mics early.
No. Hey man, that's real. I mean, but still, I guarantee you, Bun feels that same way right now. Knowing, considering all the stuff that comes out, and
sure.
For him to be, a Southern MC, which a lot of times, they don't want to give him the credit. They got to give Bun the credit.
Speaking on that though, how important is it for you, to be validated, externally or outside of yourself for the work that you create and produce? You know what I'm saying? Is that a motivation for you? You know what I mean?
It's definitely a motivation. When people love your music and that's your goal, to work towards people loving your music, and it's definitely a good feeling. With the stimulus package and with Free at Last, both of the albums my last 2 albums that I dropped, they both didn't sell platinum or a whole bunch of numbers, but everybody loved the albums. Everywhere I go, people be like, yo, we love the album. I never really heard nobody say they didn't like it. You know what I'm saying? And that's a good feeling, and that's a motivation for me to keep moving forward. I remember when I did the Free at Last album, and when it came out, I think it did maybe 35,000 the first week. And I remember Jay called me while I was on the road, and he was like, yo, your album didn't sell that much. He was like, if it was a different time, you'd have won platinum, but the way the music game is right now, it's messed up. He's like, but you did a great album, so you're going to have another shot. Don't even worry about it. Just go in and work on another album. And I took that and that's what's up. That's what I'm doing now. I'm out here grinding, so that's what's up. It's definitely a good thing when people love music.
If there's one thing that you could either, just change about hip-hop, either take away or add to the game, I know it's one of those real broad questions, and I'll put this to everybody, sitting in the barber chair right now. If there's one thing you could change about the game, either add or take away, what would it be?
I don't know, I don't think, I'm just one person, you know what I'm saying? So I think the experiences that you go through makes life, you know what I'm saying? So I value everything that I went through in the music game, the positive and the negative, so I don't really think it's too much that I would change.
I'd probably say technology, to scale it back a little bit. I think the more things we have at our disposal, we just manage to take more shortcuts in everything we do. So it's definitely impacted the music.
Oh, you talking about all the time?
gonna get to that, but
I probably piggyback on what Jake's saying in the sense of technology, but also I think just having a deeper appreciation or sense of the history of music. You know, like putting it in a cultural context. Like understand, like a lot of times people think of the music as just strictly an ends to the mean, like a hustle. You know what I mean? Like the whole analogy of like the crack game is the rap game, or the rap game is the crack game.
Right.
And it's like I just think that there needs to be more of a balance in terms of understanding that, you know, you can definitely be motivated by, you know, providing a financial means for your work, but you should find a greater purpose to create. You know what I mean? And,
Yeah, I feel you on that.
and the creating shouldn't just be about
I give
$1.
a perfect example of that. Like, you know, there's a lot of people that I grew up with. People, like a new verse. I said, I was like, it's funny how, what I said? Let me think for a second. I'm like, I remember it wasn't cool to be a rapper. Funny thing about that is now all y'all rapping. Like, when I was coming up, like, it wasn't really cool to be a rapper. Like, we was hustling, selling drugs, you know what I'm saying? That was cool. Like, niggas would be like, man, come on with that rap shit. Like, it wasn't really a cool thing to be a rapper. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now, everybody is trying to rap. Like, I go down to where I go to my old neighborhood, Cold Killers is trying to rap, and he's serious. Like, they be like, man, I gotta get this money. You could do it, I could do it. Like, I gotta get this money. Like, people that have no talent at all. And I just be feeling crazy. Like, you don't see me come to McDonald's like, I'm gonna flip them burgers. Come on, move out the way. You can flip them, I can flip them. Like, it's just crazy. It's just kind of disrespectful.
I just think there needs to be more of a be more cognizant of the rites of passage that, you know, are involved in the cultural aspect of the creating of music, because, you know, like people think or assume just because the technology is available or you have a desire to be something that you are entitled to become that. And they don't equate the sacrifice and the work that you actually have to put in order to become what it is you want to be. Like the desire to just want to be it doesn't mean that, you know, that's what you're entitled to be. You know what I mean? So I just think that there's an imbalance in terms of, and that's just even on a larger level, like in society. Like everybody wants to be gratified, like in the moment, like instantly. You know what I mean? That's that lottery mentality. Like, you know, I want to hit the big ticket and not have to work and, you know, just cash out. You know what I mean? Opposed to being like, well, you know, this is a trade. This is something that I'm good at. This is something that is a part of who I am.